The hustle doesn't have to hurt. If performance pressure is making it hard to breathe, Grow Therapy helps you navigate stress, set boundaries, and actually feel like yourself again. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/start now to get started. That's growtherapy.com/start now. growtherapy.com/start now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Oh, hot, 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 hot! Hot, 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 hot!
Hot topic. Hello and welcome to the Neuro Spicy News. Hot topic.
Oh, super hot, super spicy news on a Friday. Your hot topic story this week. President of the United States has repeatedly attacked Gavin Newsom over his dyslexia, a tactic critics of the president said was highly offensive. No shit, everybody.
Trump being highly offensive? This is totally out of character from probably one of the worst human beings on this planet.
Hey, let's give him a chance, guys. It's not like he's ever done it before.
Yes, I mean this is the man that, you know, happily bombs people just as a deflection of the Epstein files. But let's talk about this, because this is neurodivergent news and dyslexia. I'm dyslexic, so I'm taking umbrage to this.
As you should.
As I should.
I'm also dyslexic, and it's not very nice, is it?
Well, I'm dyslexic, and I have an IQ of 162, and I'm absolutely guaranteeing you that is more than Trump's double-digit IQ. And in the horrific things that he says about Gavin Newsom, and he does this a lot, he calls people low IQ people, considering the average IQ in America, in the United States, is actually in double digits. It's actually below 100.
It's getting in the room temperature sort of numbers. That's worrying, isn't it?
And whether you believe in IQ or not, whether you go with IQ is not a great standard. It's pretty old fashioned. You can have different types of IQ now. It's not just intellectual IQ, it's emotional IQ. And people talk about like sports IQ, you know, in other words, you know, how they play the game and how they read the game and stuff like that. So there's lots of different IQs. But going back to the Mensa rated IQ, when I took a Mensa test for Mensa, because my brother was in Mensa, and I took an IQ test, and I have an IQ of 162, which is roughly the same as Einstein. So,
mine's not
I haven't used it for much other than just trying to get through life. But that is my IQ, and I also have dyslexia. And it obviously it's an insane statement, but it's nothing new. So do you want to go into some more details? Because I don't think I can.
Yeah, so this is a British publication from The Independent. We often refer to The Independent. And quote, President Donald Trump is once again attacking Californian Governor Gavin Newsom over his well-documented struggle with dyslexia, claiming the condition should bar the Democrat from ever becoming president. Honestly, this is Trump, by the way, I'll not do the voice. Honestly, I'm all for people with learning disabilities, but not for my president, Trump said on Monday when speaking with reporters at the White House. I think a president should not have learning disabilities. I know it's highly controversial to say such a horrible thing, Trump added, claiming that when it came to the low IQ governor, whom he has dubbed Gavin Newsom, that everything about him is dumb. During his insults, President Trump referred to Newsom as already being the President of the United States.
He did.
A slip-up Newsom later mocked online, "No thank you, we believe in free elections."
Yeah.
Meow.
Honestly, you have to, everyone listening, you have to watch the video. He literally calls Gavin Newsom the President of the United States while calling him a low IQ person and having learning disabilities. I've never heard hypocrisy.
Hip hop hypocrite.
Hip hypocrisy is definitely Trump's bag. It's his mantra. Is just say shit because he's projecting his own insecurities.
Oh, he must be very afraid of this guy.
Oh yeah, no, Gavin Newsom is actually really, really cool. I don't know enough about him. I just know that the things I've seen of him. So if there's people out there going, yeah, but what about that? What about that? I probably don't know about it. But he's definitely, I mean, if I stepped in my dog's shit and scraped it on the president's chair, that would be better than the current president. But yeah, so, you know, but Newsom is a very, very decent step up, and he's definitely a better candidate. But you're absolutely right. Trump is very scared.
Oh, do you want to read? Here we go. I'll read more into it. Critics of the president said Trump's remarks on Monday about Newsom are inappropriate and offensive, to which I agree. Quote here, regarding millions of Americans with disabilities, Trump once again showed his profound ignorance. That comes from Californian journalist Carla Marinucci, who wrote that on Twitter. And typical of the White House at this moment in time, President Trump is right, spokesperson Davis Ingalls said in a statement. Gavin Newsom is the worst governor in America. He may also be the dumbest. Wow. What? We've literally...
Projecting again.
This is mental, isn't it? That's coming from the White House as well.
I know, but we are living in a world where the United States of America is now an actual joke. Like they are the worst country in the Western Hemisphere. They are certainly it's like a crazy soap opera. But it is literally the lunatics have taken over the asylum. Like honestly, I'm speechless.
This is literally like such playground rules, isn't it? It's like, I know you are, I said you are, but what am I?
Yeah.
So apparently Trump has also said previously in the last few weeks at a rally in Kentucky. It always feels weird when I say rally. It gives me brown shirt vibes.
Oh yeah.
Trump said he admitted he has mental problems, that he's not a smart person, that he's unable to read a speech. Trump told supporters in Hebron, I don't want the president of the United States to have a cognitive deficiency. Newsom had a 2-word reply to that online, which was just too late. Fair play. This is so petty, isn't it? So this is something that I'm very pleased to read about in this document. After these comments, independent reporter Eric Garcia, who has written a fabulous book that I will link below, is an autistic and nationally recognised commentator on disability issues, pointed to the president's long history of derogatory disability-related remarks, including an infamous 2015 incident where Trump mockingly imitated a disabled reporter with a congenital joint condition. Trump has said he wasn't mocking the reporter's disability, but rather that the journalist was flustered. Blatant and disgusting ableism on the level of Trump mocking Serge Kovalansky, the New York Times reporter, and calling him Minnesota Governor Tim Walz the R-word, Garcia wrote on Twitter. It is on the absolute same level.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get how anyone in the US with any sort of morality, and they claim this religious morality, as a lot of MAGA as well. They're like super, super religious, and they claim this religious morality of like, oh, we're good people because we got Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is on our side.
But no, he wasn't white, right?
And if like, religion's real, right? Let's just go. I mean, I don't believe in it, but if it's real, right? And Jesus was a god or demigod or whatever. This is not. He would not be happy with this. Like, there's nothing about
he wouldn't
this.
vibe with this.
Like, literally read the Bible, you MAGA morons. Read your Bible, because I've read your Bible 3 times. That's why I'm an atheist. But that aside, I know what Jesus's morality was. I know that if you claim that your morality comes from the Bible, it's more likely from the Old Testament.
I was just about to say, this is freaking Old Testament vibes.
This is so don't talk about Jesus Christ being your moral guide, because if Jesus is with you, that's not Jesus. That's more like the devil, because this is the devil. Trump is the devil. And I've seen videos where people are saying, Trump has God on his side. God sent, like, literally this MAGA moron was just like, God sent Trump to save America.
Oh, that's
like
scary.
Genuine belief.
Scary.
It is scary. But let's have a break so I can calm down a bit, and then we can talk about this a bit more.
Woo.
The hustle doesn't have to hurt. If performance pressure is making it hard to breathe, Grow Therapy helps you navigate stress, set boundaries, and actually feel like yourself again. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/start now to get started. That's growtherapy.com/start now. growtherapy.com/start now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Traffic may be locked, but savings isn't. Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile with unlimited wireless for just $25 a month. Forever. No contracts, no hikes, and you keep your phone. Unlock the savings at boostmobile.com/unlock. $25 forever requires customers to remain active on Boost Unlimited Wireless Plan. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com.
Welcome back to the Hot Topic. This is your Neurodivergent Experience news this week. Oh, we're here again. Aren't we here again? This is really, really baffling, and it does show a lot of the discourse of where disabled people are viewed within society in the United States. And I know some incredible people from the US who are neurodivergent that are just awesome people. And I feel so sorry for them that they have to live in this environment day in and day out. It must be exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, Newsom, obviously, he goes on the attack of Trump a lot. You know, at least someone's standing up to Trump, because most people just keep sucking his gross, saggy ass. So in the article, it talks about how Newsom has been traveling around the country promoting a new memoir ahead of potential 2028 president run. And he slammed he slammed Dump for feeding into MAGA manufactured outrage. Because that is the thing about Trump, is he's not saying this to us. He's not saying this to anyone, that matters. He's saying this to his audience. He's talking to his audience. He's feeding off the vibe of his MAGA supporters that got him where he was, and will literally worship him like a god. Like it's a cult. MAGA is 100% a cult. And some people realize they're in a cult and they get out of the cult. And I think that is happening to a lot of people in the US, especially when their fuel goes up so much, their gas cost too much and their groceries cost too much, and Trump's saying no they don't, and they can see with their own eyes that they are. But there are people that will literally just believe anything that he says. And the worst thing about him saying this is not the fact that he's insulting Gavin Newsom, it's the fact that he's insulting everyone who's dyslexic and telling young dyslexic children, MAGA and non-MAGA children, that if you are dyslexic, if you have dyslexia, I don't think you should be president. Now, if you are a liberal, left-wing, decent human being, Democrat or whatever, and that's your kid, that kid is not going to give a shit what Trump said. In fact, he'd probably go out of his way to become president just to prove Trump wrong. But if you have right-wing views and you support Trump and your kid is dyslexic, Trump just told you, MAGA person, that your child will never be supported by him to be president, despite the fact that he is supposed to be the president of the United States, that you will worship him, you all think he's amazing. Yep, he's the best president that's ever existed. And he just told you that you, if you're dyslexic, or your child who's dyslexic, should never be president because they're dyslexic, which is the opposite to what you're probably telling your kids, or the teachers are telling your kids, or what society is telling you. If you're dyslexic, you could do anything. And it's true. If you are dyslexic, you can still do anything. And I think that is the saddest thing about this, is because you've got all those young kids and it's their parents that might be MAGA, and like they can't help how dumb their parents are. And they might have dreams and aspirations. And if the MAGA lot who actually just whatever Trump says is the truth, their rubbish excuses for minds will pass that on to their children.
Yeah, this is the sad thing, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you ever watched, there was a show that was on Amazon Prime a few years ago called The Man in the High Castle.
Yeah.
It's a great series. It's based off Philip K. Dick's novel loosely, and essentially takes a look at what the world might have looked like had Germany and Japan got hold of nuclear bombs first. And it's very dystopian, and America's run between Axis powers, predominantly under a Nazi rule.
It's very similar to the game Wolfenstein.
Yes. Yeah, very, very similar to the game Wolfenstein, which is an unreal game, by the way. But there is a character in it who's played by Rufus Sewell, he is essentially like a very, very high up Nazi. His son finds out he's dyslexic, and that's what this has made me think of, because that's what happens. This kid is a Hitler Youth. He's completely indoctrinated into the SS. He finds out that he's dyslexic, and to not dishonor his family and the party and his leader, he takes his own life.
Yeah, literally.
It's dystopia in media is meant to warn us about what can happen in the future, and people aren't listening. But I will just add, before we finish here, there's a quote on the BBC that are reporting this from the National Centre for Learning Disabilities. They have criticised Trump's comments that he released earlier. The chief executive, Jackie Rodriguez, told the BBC that dyslexia does not impair a person's intelligence, judgment, or ability to lead. In fact, they said, people with learning difficulties and disabilities have risen to the upper echelon of every public office in the United States, including former presidents. Past US presidents, including George Washington, JFK, and Woodrow Wilson, may have had dyslexia, according to some researchers. About 15% of the US population is dyslexic, according to the US Department of Health and Human Services. Some estimate the figure may be as high as 20%. 1 in 5 Americans,
I think it's higher, but
could be dyslexic.
Yeah. I mean, just so we can have some positive closure, let's talk about some of those amazing people who have actually done amazing things. Yeah, so I want to start off with the entrepreneur Richard Branson, who is very open about being dyslexic, and he's talked about how, his neurodivergence has helped him become the very rich entrepreneur that he is. Actors such as Keira Knightley, Whoopi Goldberg, Artists, I mean, there's no confirmation on this, but, you know, it's possible. Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, and Albert Einstein. You know, it's just, there's a lot of research behind it. That's sort of same research, and we talked about it before. It will show the behaviors and traits that are similar with dyslexia, but they will also show behaviors and traits that are very similar to modern day ADHD and autism. Because once again, people, same brain, different conditions.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? How you look at some of the most celebrated Americans, Steve Jobs,
Serena
Spielberg. Williams, Spielberg, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You know, these are all people that are very open about being dyslexic, and yet I wonder what many of them have had to think about their president.
Muhammad Ali, Magic Johnson.
Even George W. Bush. That's so recent. He was what, the last Republican president before Trump?
Yep. Lewis Hamilton, Thomas Edison.
John Lennon. Keanu Reeves. Don't want to piss off John Wick.
I want to see John Wick do some John Wick shit.
Yeah. Magic Johnson. These are all people that are celebrated as, even though a few of these are Canadian, but they're all celebrated as the best that America has to offer on the world stage. It's such a mess. What a mess this is.
But, you know, we are talking about the worst president in the history of the United States. We are talking about one of the worst humans that I have ever come across that had any influence or power. And he has ultimate influence and power at this moment in time. And it's a very scary world we're living in. And we'll just do our best to keep helping put out these ridiculous fires that this absolute maniac keeps setting. So, yeah, if you're out there, no, dyslexia doesn't make you dumb. Saying dyslexia makes you dumb makes you dumb.
That's very, very dumb. Well, I don't know about you, dude, but I am definitely out of spoons discussing this. If you have listened to this episode, this is the first that you've heard of this news story, I would love to know your opinions on it. Hit us up in the comments, either on Jordan's page or in Spotify, where we have a lot of people's opinions and thoughts on all of our episodes posted there. It would be great for you, the listener, to get involved in that discussion. I'm so tired of doing these stories, dude. I'm so tired of getting to a hot topic and we're here again. Here we are again. I cannot wait until we have something else to discuss, my friend. It's getting a bit much.
I can't wait until there's the hot topic that dyslexic Gavin Newsom is the new president of the United States. That's a hot topic that I want to be doing.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that one, eh? Well, this has been your hot topic for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Neurodivergent Experience. Ashley will be with you on Monday with Mindful Mondays. I don't know about you, but I will definitely be needing that episode after this week. And we will be back on Thursday with your usual offering right here at the Neurodivergent Experience. Take care of yourself, everyone. Be kind, be safe.
Nightly bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Neurodivergent Experience. We hope today's episode sparked something for you, whether it's a new idea, a bit of validation, or just a moment of connection. Remember, new episodes are every week, so be sure to join us for the next one for more conversations and insights into the Neurodivergent Experience. If you've enjoyed this podcast, help us grow. You can do that by rating and reviewing this show. Your support makes a huge difference in helping us reach more people who could benefit from these conversations. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just search for the Neurodivergent Experience. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself. You're not alone in this journey.
The Scouting Report's in. Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile. Get unlimited wireless for $25 a month forever and keep your phone. It's a veteran move. Unlock the savings at boostmobile.com/unlock. $25 forever. Requires customers to remain active on Boost Mobile Unlimited Wireless Plan. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com.
Here's how to stay alive longer so you can enjoy Boost Mobile's unlimited plan with a price that never goes up. Do not mistake a wasp nest for a piñata. Stay alive and switch now at Boost Mobile. After 30 gigs, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Big news! Boost Mobile is now sending experts nationwide to deliver and set up customers' new phones at home or work.
Wait, we're going on tour?
Not a tour. We're delivering and setting up customers' phones so it's easier to upgrade.
Let's get in the tour bus and hit the road.
No, not a tour bus. It's a regular car we use to deliver and set up customers' phones at home or work.
Are you a groupie on this tour?
We deliver and set up phones. It's not a tour.
Oh, you're definitely a groupie.
Introducing Store to Door. Switch and get a new device with expert setup and delivery wherever you're at.
Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com.